Welcome back, you lovely bunch. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're all doing good. Right, confession to make. I'm sure many of you can relate to this, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that's done this. The only issue is that once I've done my job, or when I do my job, it ends up online, on the internet, and there is no editing, there is no going back, and sometimes I make mistakes. So in my last video, I was talking about my new wheel set and how they're the most affordable wheel set. So they're not actually the wheels that I said they are. So I was banging on about they're the Lund Hyper SE, but in fact they are the Lund Hyper D67s. And this isn't their like most affordable wheel set yet. It's actually $300 more than the most affordable wheel set, but it is their new wheel set, and I'm actually really lucky to have them. So lucky, in fact, that I didn't think I was getting them. I thought I was getting something else, but it turns out that I was getting the new wheel set from Lund, and they are pretty rad. And yeah, I'm an idiot. So I wasn't actually too far off on the description and the details, apart from the price, the model, the rim depth. You know, apart from those obvious things, I did get a couple of things right. They're a carbon wheel and they have carbon spokes. That's pretty much the only part of that video that was factually correct. So they are a wider rim. They are 21mm inside. That was right. They're not actually 60mm deep. They're 67. Carbon spokes, ceramic bearings. So if you were to buy the SE wheel set, they do not come with ceramic bearings, whereas the higher end, the D67s, they do come with ceramic bearings. And they have a new like rim profile, I believe. So it's like more aero, it's stiffer. I think it's something like 15% stiffer and 6% lighter. So it's a noticeable increase or decrease in weight and an increase in stiffness. So that's good. That would have been good if I got that right in the first video. So I put them on my Oleo and they do look pretty rad, I'm going to be honest. I love a deep wheel set. Might not be the best in the wind, but it's not that windy today. So we are going to take them out for a ride. I want to test them. Like I said, this is like Lund's newest wheel set. It's got loads of new tech in it. And yeah, apologies for messing up yesterday, you know. I made a mistake. I hope you guys can forgive me. We're going to take them out for a bit of a shred, see how they feel. I've got a feeling they're going to feel super fast. So welcome back to part 2 or part 1.5, where I fix all the stuff that I spoke about that was wrong in the last video. There we go. Let's go for a ride. Loving life, loving the wheels, zooming, like honestly, really nice. And so I noticed, it's actually deeper on the rear than the front, so I think it's a 67 and a 60. Super aero, super fast. But yeah, riding along, and then I heard this noise, this rattling, and I've just stopped and look. I must have forgotten to tighten up my front brake. So luckily, I did actually hear the noise and it didn't go drastically wrong. But yeah, that's why I always carry tools, see? Carry tools, because you never know when you might... So a day of stupidness, didn't tighten my brake up, told you the wrong wheels, going well so far. Now, I've been riding for like an hour. First impressions, honestly, you can notice the wider rim. Like, it just gives me so much more confidence in the corner. So with these wider rims, they are best paired with like a 25 or a 28mm like tyre. On like a narrower rim, like imagine your rim is the bottom of a light bulb, and where the bulb comes out the top, it's like really big and like fat. But that's like when you use a narrow rim. And if you've got like a wider rim, it's more of just a like a thing like that. So when you're raiding around corners, it's more sturdy, it's more solid, like more of the tyre is on the road. It just feels awesome through corners. Really nice, really fast, just yeah, smiling. You know when you smile when you ride a bike, like this bike feels nice, you know. It felt nice anyway, but this bike feels nicer with the addition of these new wheels. So it's a 67 at the rear and like a 60 at the front. Like, I thought it might be a bit slow to get going, but honestly it doesn't feel too bad, you know. It feels quite nice, and the good thing is it holds its speed really well. So like on the flat, like on those like rolling kind of flowy like roads, really nice and really fast. Thing is, I live in Devon, it's not very flat here, and there's a lot of hills, and I want a pair of wheels that I can leave on my bike the whole time. So are they bad for climbing? I usually run like a 50mm or a 38mm round here, so like a 67, I mean that's pretty big. So we're just at the bottom of Haytor. We're gonna have a little roll up here, just a steady pace, and see how sluggish it is. I think the biggest like downside for me would be crosswinds and in the wind, to see how they feel then. But so far, so good. Right, let's go. Check out these cows, right? She's feeding her calf up here, just not moving, refusing to move. They've got their place. Just quickly, because it's mega windy, I tried to lean my bike upright and take a really nice picture and do some filming, and it fell on a rock. Do you want to see what I just did? This is mistake number 3. Can you see that? Can you see that in there? Big chunk out of it there. Scratch, scratch, water bottle holder. What is going on today? Right, let's go down there so I can talk to you properly. It's just too windy up here. I'm a bit sad, but look at this paint job. Oh. So we've made a few mistakes today. I say we, I'm like putting you in the same category as me here. All right, I've made a few mistakes. I made a video about the wrong wheels, bombed a massive hill, and then worked out that my front brake was not actually really attached to the bike. So that could have been quite bad. And then after climbing all the way up to Haytor, it was really windy. So I had the genius idea of leaning my bike precariously against the rock to try and take a photo of it. See, so it's a lovely photo, but I don't know if it was worth damaging my frame over. It's been a lovely ride, it's lovely weather, and even though I did drop my bike and I did make loads of mistakes and I did nearly die because of my brakes, and I did put out a video with the wrong wheels on, but the wheels, that's what we were talking about. They're really nice. I don't think climbing actually, the deepness is that much of an issue. Like, where it really notices for me is in the wind and in the crosswinds, you know. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if I'd use these wheels as a standard everyday wheel. Maybe the 50mm would be a better option, but Jesus, they feel fast, you know. So when I say that these wheels are only $1,000, or these wheels are only $1,300 for this set, I'm not saying that, like, for everyone in the world that's cheap. Like, for me, that's not cheap. I'm just saying compared to other brands, it's a very reasonable price. Like, if you're looking at Envy wheels or like Roval or whoever, right, they cost a lot of money. So, like, I was just saying they're priced competitively in that market. I'm not saying everything's cheap. 1,500 grams for the 67mm rear and the 60mm front, which, like, I think it's lighter than the last set. Stiffness, they said these wheels are like 15% stiffer. I can't really compare the stiffness of these to a 38mm like wheel, because a deeper wheel is stiffer, like, without a doubt. But I mean, they feel hella stiff, they do. Not like uncomfortable stiff, you know, nice stiff. Right, so stiffness aside, ceramic bearings, carbon spokes, new rim like aero shape, wider internal rim. Basically, like, they had loads of feedback from customers and teams that ride their wheels, and they listened and they changed it, and this is what they came up with. So yeah, I'm quite happy. I think I'm going to leave them on this bike. Really like him. It makes it feel really zoomy, and I love the look of a deep rim. I do. I love it. Who doesn't love a deep rim? Can you have too many innuendos? Who knows? So surprise, surprise, I actually made it home without getting lost or crashing into a wall or something else going wrong. Honestly, really sorry about saying the wrong wheels in the video that I put out, like, on Wednesday. But we did go out to try the wheels, and they weren't the wheels that I thought I was testing. In fact, they were better ones. And, like, I wasn't sure about the 67mm deep. I thought it might have been a bit deep, and I thought I might just put them on and then ride it for a bit, and then I'd switch them back out again. I don't think I will. I'm going to have to go and try it in full wind. Maybe I'd have to reduce it to the 38 then, but honestly, I'm a bit heavier now than I used to be, so I don't really notice crosswinds as much. Anyway, I can hear my cat meowing. I need to let him in. Look, do you want to see? Is he out there? What's up? We have an angry cat downstairs, so I'm going to leave it here. I will put a link to the correct wheels down below. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys very soon. Bye.